Thank you, Dr. Zakir Naik. Yes. Can we take a question on to my left? The mic behind.
My name is Pascal. I'm a teacher by profession. I'm a Christian. Taking for granted that you agree the Gospels translated in English, which we Christians believe, I will quote these examples. Number one, in all the four Gospels, when Christ came out of the waters of baptism, there was a voice from heaven saying, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Listen you to him." In the same way, number two, on Mount Tabor, when he was transfigured and when his face shone like the sun, there was a voice from heaven saying, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Listen you to him." And several times, when he cast out the devils, they came out of the men proclaiming, "Thou Son of the living God, why have you come to torture us before the time?" And again, before the high priest, when the high priest asked him, "In the name of the living God, I ask thee, art thou the Son of the living God?" Christ says, "Thou hast said it." And the priest, and the number 5, the high priest and the scribes, when they accused Jesus before the Pilate, they say, "This man says he is the Son of God. It's a blasphemy according to our religion. Therefore, we want to crucify him." Pilate didn't know about it. The very reason why they wanted to put Christ on the cross is that he claimed himself to be the Son of God. Because even though he didn't directly say, "I am the Son of God," it is indirectly said. Suppose I say, "You are Dr. Zakir Naik and you are MBBS doctor," and you tell me, "Yes, brother, you have said it." Is it not amount to saying that yourself saying, "I am Dr. Zakir Naik, MBBS"? In the same way, Christ, even though he didn't say, "I am the Son of God," he has approved it. Perhaps out of modesty, he didn't say, "I am the Son of God." Again, one more example. Martha.
Brother, your question. You already quoted 5 verses without giving references. What's your question, brother?
I have not come prepared for that. That's why I am not quoted.
Fine, I will give you the reference. No problem, brother. I will give you the reference. I'll help you.
Yes.
I'll help you, brother. No problem. What's your question? Do you mean to say by quoting all these 5 things, Jesus claimed divinity?
Yes.
Fine, I'll give you a reply. My challenge, brother, was point out a single unequivocal statement in the complete Bible where Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, himself says that I am God, or where he says, "Worship me, I am ready to accept Christianity." You did not point out a single statement, unequivocal statement in the complete Bible where Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, himself says that I am God, or where he says, "Worship me." Here is the Bible, brother. This is the King James Version. And since you're a teacher and you claim to be a pastor, you're a pastor.
No.
You're a teacher.
I'm a teacher.
But not
I'm an ordinary believer of Christianity.
Fine. There is something like a red letter Bible. Whatever Jesus Christ said, it's in red. Now you mentioned 5 things, and these things can be clubbed into 2 things. First, you quoted that everywhere. You didn't quote correctly. What you wanted to quote was the Gospel of John, chapter number 3, verse number 16, which says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Whosoever believeth in him shall not die but have everlasting life." It is not in all the 4 Gospels. It's only in Gospel of John, chapter number 3, verse number 16. Please note it down. You can check it up. Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse number 16. "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Whosoever believeth in him shall not die but have everlasting life." And again, you quoted in the ending the 5th time that Jesus Christ said he was the Son of God. You said that. Do you know Bible has got sons of God by the tons? If you read the Bible, Adam was the son of God, peace be upon him. Ephraim was the son of God. Israel was the son of God. If you read the Romans chapter number 8, it says, all those who are led by the Spirit of God, they are sons of God. If you're a godly person, you're a son of God. If I'm a godly person, I'm a son of God according to the Bible. But they say, no. Jesus Christ is not a normal son. He is the begotten Son. As far as the last question, Son of God, Bible has got sons of God by the tons. Adam is son of God, Ephraim is son of God, Israel is son of God. All those are led by the Spirit of God are sons of God. But the Christian missionary tells me, no. Jesus Christ is not a normal son. Coming to your first question. He is the begotten Son. And then they quote, which you didn't quote me. I'm helping you, brother. Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse number 16. "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Whosoever believeth in him shall not die but have everlasting life." Brother, Do you know the meaning of the word begotten? What is the meaning of the word begotten?
No.
What is the meaning of the word begotten?
Begotten is not the sense in which you use human sense. See, the word begotten.
I am asking you the meaning of the word begotten.
Yes, I know.
What is the meaning of the word begotten?
Begotten, there are two senses. When you say of a human being, he says begotten means the flesh and blood of his son. But when you say of God begotten son, it doesn't mean that he has a body, is begotten him. It is to say the close association between the father and the son. That's all.
If you say son, I say, suppose someone comes here and I tell him, my son, he will not mind because he's a young boy. If I tell him that son come here, he will come. If I say begotten son come here, he may punch me on my jaw, insinuating that I had nose-billah, I had sex with his mother. Fine. If I tell to a small boy begotten son or a young boy of maybe 23 years, then I'm more than 40. If I say begotten son come, he may punch me on my jaw. Why? Begotten means sired by God. Sired, it belongs to the lower animal functions of sex. And that's the reason, if you read the Revised Standard Version of the Bible, revised by 32 Christian scholars of the highest eminence, backed by 50 different Christian denominations, they say this word begotten in Gospel of John, chapter number 3, verse number 16, is an interpolation, is a concoction, is a fabrication, and they threw it out of the Bible. Do you know that? If you read the Revised Standard Version of the Bible, which is the bestseller, revised by 32 Christian scholars of the highest eminence, backed by 50 different Christian denominations, they say this word begotten is an interpolation, is a concoction, is a fabrication. So the word begotten has been thrown out. So if you say son, God has got sons by the tons in the Bible. So coming to your first question and the last question, I've answered it. Coming to your second and third, which you mentioned, that he drove out devils. Quote the full verse. You haven't quoted to me the full verse, which I quoted in my talk. According to the Gospel of Matthew, chapter number 12, verse number 28, he said, I cast out devils with the Spirit of God. Gospel of Luke, chapter number 11, verse number 20, I with the finger of God cast out devils. It doesn't say he alone does it. He does it with the help of God. That does not mean he's God. All these verses you quoted, they clearly mention that he was a messenger of God. He wasn't God himself. That is the reason I challenge you. Point out a single unequivocal statement in the complete Bible where Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, himself says that I am God, or where he says worship me. And I'm ready to accept Christianity. Nowhere Jesus ever said that. Just if I tell to the son, son come here, that does not make him my begotten son. Fine? The same way, if you tell me that I will call you Dr. Zakir Naik, fine? And if I don't object, that doesn't, it may be true, may be wrong. People say, Dr. Zakir Naik scholar. I don't consider myself to be a scholar. I consider myself to be a student of knowledge. If people call me scholar, and if I continue, that doesn't mean I accept it. They consider me to be a scholar. I don't consider myself to be a scholar. Always refer to myself as a student of knowledge, a talib ilm. So you, what you have to point out from the Bible is, anywhere in the Bible, it should be in red letter. Red letter means the words of Jesus Christ, peace be upon him. Point out a single statement, unequivocal statement, an unambiguous statement from the complete Bible where Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, himself said that I am God, or where he says worship me, I am ready to accept Christianity.